Employee resource groups, or ERGs, are some of the best ways to provide support across your entire organization. In a previous video, you can find linked in the description, we talk in more detail about ERG mentoring in particular. That's where you formalize mentoring through your employee resource groups to enhance the benefit of ERG participation. Today, we're going to go a bit deeper into what that looks like with a real-life story of applying mentoring to an ERG for employee growth and development. Hi, I'm Lindsay. Welcome to MentorcliQ's Mentoring Soundbites, where we offer insights on how to launch, match, and engage and measure mentoring programs with tips that come directly from our Fortune 500 clients. This soundbite comes from Cigna, a leading healthcare organization and a longtime MentorcliQ customer. In this video, you'll learn more about how Cigna leverages its ERGs to operate its mentoring programs and the success it's seen through that approach. But first, we make these videos to help mentoring programs like yours succeed. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and comment so we can continue creating content that addresses your most pressing employee development, engagement, and retention needs.
By making mentoring, a truly integral part of your company culture, you will naturally foster that sharing of knowledge, aspiration, and development amongst all your employees, and really how you can overall contribute to a diverse and thriving workplace. So currently at the Cigna Group, we have 11 ERGs, and we currently have 14,000 ERG members and counting. Several of the ERGs across the enterprise were really just doing sort of one-off bits of informal mentoring, if you will, in their respective ERGs. And so given the engagement, the increased appetite, and just the peak in overall interest across all of our ERGs regarding mentoring, we felt it was best to eliminate the duplicativeness and all of the redundancy and effort of just kind of the one-off mentoring across the ERGs, and in turn, just establish a more formal virtual mentoring program that encompasses all of our ERGs across the enterprise. EMERGE is exclusively for our employees who are ERG members, so that's definitely first and foremost the primary prerequisite is that you have to be an ERG member. When it comes to whether it's one-on-one or group based, it is primarily one-on-one virtual mentoring. One of the exciting features, of course, that I enjoy in partnership with MentorcliQ is just a smart match feature where, the lovely algorithm and all of the tech jazz that kind of goes into how it does its thing. Definitely enjoy the smart match component within to help closely, if not almost guarantee, matching our mentors and mentees based on what their preferences are whenever they build their profile. And so when you think about it from a means of criteria and what's taken into account when matching, several key pieces are taken into account for the mentors and mentees. First and foremost, like I mentioned, an employee must be an ERG member. We also tie in some key focus areas that really stem from our broader enterprise competencies. So at the Cigna Group, we use competencies really as a common language across the company to really help set those expectations, help make meaningful contributions related to performance, development, and career, and they really truly serve as a guide when it comes to means of setting goals and really building developmental plans for your current role. So like, for example, competencies related to being resilient, collaboration, cultivating innovation, driving vision and purpose, just to name a few. So we align those competencies as part of the profile to really intentionally go into the mentoring with the end in mind. What am I looking to achieve? What am I looking to improve upon? How can someone help me? Like I said earlier, right? So when you think about it from a means of what is the ideal profile of a mentor and mentee would look like. So mentor eligibility really stems from mentors must be obviously an ERG member. They must be in a band 3 or higher, have that minimum of 3 years of Cigna or industry experience, Cigna Group or industry experience, and must be available to commit to at least 1 hour per month in a mentoring relationship. Whereas a mentee must again be ERG member. They can stem from any and all bands, have that managerial support, be able to commit to at least that 1 hour per month when it comes to a mentoring relationship, and then taking into account what are you looking for? What are those focus areas or competencies you wish to strengthen in? And also, what does your ideal mentor or mentee look like? I crafted what I'm calling quick reads. which essentially are 1-minute reads with helpful tips that are in alignment to some of the focus areas within the EMERGE program, the competencies I referenced earlier, and then also linking it to some of our internal resources. So topics such as effective communication, self-awareness, collaboration, and business acumen. And the purpose of me wanting to do this is that while in the program, right, I'm all about, I just don't want to just, have a cohort, send them off to go, have their mentoring relationships, if you will, and they don't ever hear from me or us or anything, right? We just turn them loose. So I'm all about what will be helpful to provide for them that's also tying into what they have shared that they want to know more about, because you and I did a look at, what were some of the competencies or focus areas that the cohort mentioned they wanted to know about. It was intentional about lining up the quick reads to what those top 5 or 6 topics were, right? So I wanted to make sure that I was being intentional to what they desired, and then made sure that I put together the quick read to coincide and go along with that topic. So, and then also providing an internal resource that we have at the Cigna group that also ties into the quick read topic. So like, for example, whenever we think about effective communication, so we have a whole site on our internet related to collaboration tools, whether it's WebEx Messenger, WebEx, Microsoft Teams, whatever the tool is for how to communicate, especially thriving in the virtual space, and of course now going into kind of the hybrid mode. So basically making sure I'm tying and crossing, dotting the I's and crossing the T's with making the connections. I'm all about making connections as well. So I wanted to make sure that it made sense and that they could reference helpful resources that also tied into some of the focus areas that they voted were some of the areas that they wanted to know more about. With EMERGE, me serving as a program admin for EMERGE, I absolutely want to see it grow, right? Serving as a proud mother to the program, if you will, and seeing my baby grow in this sense or what have you. So I'm always looking for ways to grow and how can we do better. But of course, it goes back into, I cannot do this alone regarding promotion, right, of the program. Like, I can do all I can do, but it works better whenever you have other champions or ambassadors, if you will, who can help to also champion and cross promote and get the message out there as well. Because again, all it takes is one other person to create a ripple effect. So of course I recruited our Up Next ERG that we currently have, and our Up Next ERG's mission really is around career mobility. So it was a direct alignment into what the focus of EMERGE is all about. And so recruiting them to serve as an EMERGE ambassador, if you will, to the program. They are official ambassadors, and whether I made that up and it's a thing now, so they're brand ambassadors for EMERGE. So they basically serve as a primary ERG who helps to serve as kind of the brand behind EMERGE and who really ties directly into the mission. And it also ties into the mission of the ERG. So they help to cross promote, they help to have Q&A sessions, et cetera, et cetera. So they're also my additional boots on the ground when it comes to getting the word out and cross promotion. Of course, all of the ERGs is tied to all of the ERGs, but the Up Next ERG is a little bit special just because it ties directly into what their true mission and purpose is. So recruiting ambassadors, champions to help cross promote, getting leaders engaged and involved to have either Q&A sessions or invite me in to do an overview of the program. I'm just trying any and all things to really just get the information out there, because what I've realized is that a lot of times the lack of engagement could be simply I didn't know about it or I wasn't aware. An organization's greatest asset is its people. An organization is only as good as its people, right? So you want to make sure that you are pouring into your people so they can in turn pour back into the organization. So it's a win-win across the board.
How would you leverage your ERGs for employee growth and development? Let us know in the comments below. ERGs are transforming how talent and development leaders grow their people. While ERG membership is already directly connected with better employee retention and engagement, that participation can have significant impacts on development, especially when formal mentoring programs are added as a component. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to visit us at MentorcliQ.com, diverse.com, and follow us on LinkedIn for more mentoring program insights and advice.